questions while we do this, unless he gets really crazy, then I'll go back over. Like Nick said, this animal we actually just rescued out of Lake Monroe. He's what we call buoyant high, so he can't actually submerge real easily. He can swim down, pretty good at swimming down, but then he pops up like a cork, which means more than likely he's got a pneumothorax or he's got emphysema. So there's air underneath the subcutaneous, or one of the lungs has a hole in it, it's leaking air into the body cavity. Either way, it's fixable, and we got him soon enough, so it's usually pretty easy to fix. It'll just take a little time. But what we're going to do right now is we're scrubbing them up. We're just going to cover them with a broad spectrum, long-lasting antibiotic. It lasts about 7 days, so we don't have to inject them every day of the week. They like that better. We like that better, so it's just a little easier. If you guys got questions, ask, and I'll answer them for you. Yes, sir? The one with the bumps on it, that's Leslie is her name. She's out of Blue Springs State Park. She got hit by a boat, and that's a massive infection that has ruptured up that way. So what we've done, you see where the white is, that's an old scar, and then there's a hole below. We've actually opened it up and drained all the bad stuff out of there, and now we're just treating her to heal it. She'll probably always have that bump, because that's how her body reconfirmed, but we got to get the infection out of there. That's a good question. No. Every animal we rescue is rescued, rehabilitated, and returned. There's no way. The number of manatees we'd have to build 15 more big pools. The goal is to get them in here and get them out of here as quick as we can. So like one like today, 25, we got them pretty early stage, so we should be able to turn that animal pretty quick, maybe 3 to 4 weeks, and back out. Some animals are in only for a couple days. Leslie's gonna take a little longer. Bam Bam, who's here, Bam Bam's got cold stress. We released him. He was a neonate calf that we released earlier in the year, and this winter did not do us any justice with manatees, because when hot, they all left the warm water sources, thought they were good for the year, then it went frigid, and they couldn't make it back in time. And naives have a hard time their first year if you don't have weather perfect, and this year went crazy. So he was out for about 3 weeks. He's been back for about 2 weeks, and we hope in another 2 weeks to get him back out. So, sort of a revolving door with some of them. Some of them you never see again. We just get updates that they've been tracked or seen. Other questions? How many other places in the area? There are 4 critical care facilities in the state of Florida. We are doing one, Lara Croft, SeaWorld, and Jacksonville Zoo. SeaWorld just does a much bigger number than everybody else. We got a much bigger facility, which is good because it's needed. Yes, sir.
What was the first one that you got in?
The first one I got in was 1801 this year. It's real easy. We number them. 18 is 2018, number 1. And now we're at 1825. But we've done over 600 manatee rescues since we started in 1978. It's a lot. Yes, ma'am. You got to speak real loud. What's the youngest one in here? Bam Bam's going to Bam Bam and Cam Lee are going to be the 2 youngest. Bam Bam's going to be the youngest. The youngest one we have in the park right now is about 5 months old. She's out there. The youngest we've ever brought in is probably O'Neill. And O'Neill came in still with umbilicus hanging on, so he was less than a week old. That's a good question. Anybody else? Say it one more time. Yeah, so every manatee that we rescue, once they're rehabilitated, before we return them, they get pit tags. Like your dog has a microchip, we put microchips in them, 1 on each side. Now some animals are set up like a naive hand raise, will be set up to be tracked. So we'll actually put a belt on them that goes around the peduncle or this area. Go around there, and then it has an 8-foot tether that trails a satellite buoy for us. So from that tether, we can satellite hit exactly where they are at all times. Then we can also, from the belt, VHF sonic, so we can get even closer if we were to lose the tether. And then the belt tells us stuff like water temperatures, how deep, how fast you're traveling, information like that. Those belts are set up, we set them up at a time frame. So we'll say it's a high risk release, so that animal might get tracked for a year in a naive. On others, we'll set up for 6 months, and if they were to lose their satellite and we can't find them, the belts are made to actually what's called burn off or rust out at 7 months. So at 7 months, the clips that hold it together will let go and the belt comes off, it floats up, and we did it that way. Yes, ma'am, I see you down here. How many do we normally catch a year? It depends. Last year we did 54. This year we're already at 25. If we stay on pace this year that we're at, we'll be over 100. Yeah, it's been a busy year. NISTAT is a machine that quickly reads a specific range of blood values that we want to see. I'm sorry? No, we're not looking for blood pressure. We're looking at what its sodium is, what its sugar is, what its water's at, what its blood count is, those kind of things to tell it. He's not too badly dehydrated for what norm is. Everything else looks pretty good, so if we can get him turned around, we got to him quick enough. Yes, ma'am. Sorry.
How many rescue teams do you have that you're able to go to different places?
How many rescue teams do we have? Well, I've got a team of 15 that work directly for me. That's our team out of this park. We have one in each of our parks, and then we travel anywhere in the U.S. Okay. So if we got to divide up and conquer, then we send teams opposite directions, and we do so. Okay. Yes, sir. And they survive out of water. Manatees are interesting. They actually can, as long as you keep them moist and you take away the weight. So up on the floor, they're holding all their weight because we don't have foam under them. We're not up long enough to be a problem. But if we were going to travel with them like we just did, the back of our van stacked up with foam, displaces weight, and we just keep them moist.